have Tracy repeat the questions because you're.
Oh, okay, Tracy, I'm echoing. So will you repeat the questions when I say them?
Yeah, sure, I will do that. But Holly, I do hear you just fine. I don't hear.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. I guess people aren't. Okay, another question. The timing of taking the products. Can you take Renew, the Eternal, CBD all at the same time, or do they need to be spaced?
They can actually be taken all at the same time. In fact, I would highly recommend Renew and to be taken in connection with CBD, and like Neuro to be taken with CBD. We know that CBD enhances cellular communication, right? Those nerve ending connections that I showed you in my presentation at convention. So imagine if you took Neuro to enhance neural function in your brain, but then your communication was much more rapid and much better because of CBD. So I think they're wonderful products to take together, like Neuro CBD combination or Renew CBD combination.
And how about sleep?
Of course, sleep. In fact, I should have mentioned that because that's probably the biggest one. If you've tried sleep before and thought you got a good night's sleep, wait till you try sleep with CBD.
Awesome. Okay, that's a big one. People have been asking that. Do I do one or the other? Someone did ask, should I do, if I only can buy one product and I have aches and pains, should I do Renew or the CBD oil?
Yeah, if it was only one product of our entire line, I would have to say start with Core Complete. That's the foundation, right? Everybody needs a good multi. But if it was specifically for pain, that's a really good question, Holly, because here's the science behind it. If your pain is caused due to inflammatory response, so in other words, if you have Crohn's, celiac, multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia, Renew was formulated for inflammation. But if you have pains caused by, severe long-term skeletal injuries, so you've had collapsed vertebrae, broken bones or something that haven't healed properly, or if you have pains based on cancer, which isn't an inflammatory response, there's great clinical studies on CBD and that deep kind of internal pain. So in other words, if opiates are the only thing that have worked for you in the past, I would go for CBD. If it's more of an inflammation pain, I would go for Renew first if I had to choose one. But again, working together, they work great. So I don't know if I'd choose just one. Pain sucks. And if I had to spend an extra $120 to buy the CBD on top of Renew, I would do that if it would take away my pain.
Awesome, I agree. Any drug contraindications with CBD that you know of?
So right now, the only clinical studies on drug contraindications are with psychotropic drugs. So that would mean like antidepressants, Wellbutrin, Ambien, the sleep medication. Now, I do need to clarify this. Those studies are upwards in the 5,000 milligrams of CBD, and every single one of the studies has contained THC. So is it the high dose of CBD? Is it the THC that's interfering with those drugs? Legally, we have to say, of course, consult with your physician if you're already on a psychotropic prescription drug. If you
Oh, I lost you, Tracy. I lost you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You jump back on? Okay. Hey, Tracy's going to jump back on. Somehow we lost him. So he is going to jump on. Hey, great questions so far. We have many, many more to ask him. So he will be jumping back on. He lost connection there in the office in Utah. So hang on. Let's grab Tracy. He is jumping on, everybody. There we go. It's connecting.
All right.
All
Back
right.
on.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Okay.
So, what would you say to someone who's breastfeeding or pregnant and wanted to use the CBD?
I would say because our CBD is THC free, it's perfectly fine and safe to use. In fact, I've done extensive studies and internet searches on the NIH website and PubMed website looking for contraindications for nursing or pregnant mothers. And if it's CBD all by itself, there are no problems with that. And again, the CBD one is THC free, so no problems whatsoever.
And what about scientific evidence proving that liposome actually absorbs better than any other ways that a CBD is delivered?
Holly, you froze. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, I did? I can hear you. You can't hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you hear me,
I can hear
Tracy?
you now. You froze for a little bit.
Oh, crazy. I don't know what our connection is. Okay, so is there any scientific evidence to liposomes absorbing more than a non-liposomal CBD?
Yes, there are. In fact, I would highly encourage people to go to the NIH website and on the search engine there, type in liposomal cannabinoids. And you will see two studies that pop up immediately that show an increase in absorption. And there's also a white paper, if you type in absorption ratios for nanosizing or liposome cannabinoids, you'll find a white paper that shows like a 26 times to 400 times more efficacy for liposomal CBD than non-liposomal. So the information's out there, just let your fingers do the walking.
Awesome. Okay, someone asked, how many of our cells have cannabinoid receptors?
Every single cell in your body has a cannabinoid receptor.
And what does the CBD oil do in the cell?
So what it does is it enhances. Well, enhances probably isn't the best word because in some areas it suppresses, in other areas it enhances. It basically helps communication between the cell and the connecting neurons. So again, if I thought in my brain that I want to move my hand, let's say that I thought that, but my hand didn't move because there's a miscommunication somewhere along that line going down to my arm to my fingers. It could have been because of an injury, or it could be because those nerves have been severed. But if the nerves haven't been severed, then CBD might help enhance that communication signal between my brain and my fingers to tell my fingers to move. So that's one area where it can help. But in other areas, it shuts off receptor sites. For example, pain receptor sites are inhibited because of CBD, which is why it helps alleviate pain. So there's lots of different functions that CBD plays. It would take hours and hours to address here. But probably the biggest one that people feel is an enhanced communication between their brain and their nerve endings and their muscles.
Okay, so I just have a couple more things. Someone asked what the best product for vertigo would be. What do you think?
Well, and again, I'm not a medical doctor, and I cannot make specific recommendations for disorders.
If it was your family member, which one would you tell them to use?
Well, and that's what I was just about to say. My father did have vertigo. He actually went in and got the inner ear surgery done. We didn't have CBD when he had it done. But if it were my father again, I would tell him, number one, start with CBD. Do the Core Complete because trace minerals have been shown to help with vertigo. And then last case scenario, if CBD and Core Complete didn't do it, then try the neuro and see if that helps. If nothing else helps, go see your doctor.
So outside of our CBD, which is doing amazing, people are getting great results. Tell us a little bit about the other products that you're most excited about people really should be looking at and trying.
Well, I know how many active brand partners we have, and I know how much Core Complete we sell every month, and the numbers don't match. So we don't have every brand partner on Core Complete, and that really should be your like monthly auto ship product for you and your family. You know, for you and your husband, you should be doing 2 packets of Core Complete, 2 bags of Core Complete every single month on auto ship. just the testimonials we have on Core Complete alone are amazing. I mean, the omegas, the trace minerals, the phytonutrients, the vitamins, the macro minerals, the superfoods, the probiotics. Again, these are the foundation of good health. If you're lacking in health somewhere, you've got to start with something, and you need to start with Core Complete. That is my favorite product. Of course, I'm excited about CBD, and I'm excited to see the possibilities and what we can do with CBD, now and in the future. But Core Complete should be your foundation, and then CBD on top of that.
Wonderful. I love that. What surprised you most about launching the CBD? Maybe a story you've heard, something you didn't expect.
I didn't expect to sell out a product. Let's put it that way. So good job, everyone, doing that and spreading the word. I mean, we knew this was going to be a hot industry, but come on, this is crazy. I would love to be a brand partner now. Let's put it that way. It'd be nice out there recruiting, because it's got to be so easy for you guys to recruit. And I'll tell you what, even if they're talking smack about our CBD, that's only because they love CBD and they love the brand they've been using, and they're just not educated yet. That's the only reason anyone would talk smack about our CBD, is because they're protecting their own product and their own experiences. So don't think poorly of people. Just realize that, hey, we've got a better wagon than your wagon, and you better be jumping on our wagon soon, or you're going to get left on the trail,
What's the biggest misconception you've heard about our product, maybe that competitors are saying, or even the marketplace is saying?
Yeah, I actually, this is kind of getting to be one of my pet peeves, because I hear it so often. I've already addressed it earlier on this Facebook Live. Our other ingredients, you guys, are not fillers, okay? That really upsets me when I hear that they're fillers. They are supporting ingredients. Another thing is people say, well, pure CBD all by itself is better than anything else. And again, I've already used that analogy. It is, vitamin C does not work so great all by itself. Add it with zinc or add it with echinacea or a supporting ingredient, and it works amazing. That's what our CBD does with its supporting ingredients. I was going to say there is another, big pet peeve of mine out there, and that's when people compare milligram to milligram. Unless another formula is liposomal, then don't give me the milligram comparison. I don't care if it's 5,000 milligrams a day that you're taking. If it's not liposomal, your absorption rate is 6 to 13%. And that's if that's like ideally, right? So that's another big pet peeve, is people say, well, you hardly have any CBD in there. Guess what? We don't need very much. I've already shown people clinical studies of what liposomes do for curcumin, making it 1,000 times more effective. If we just applied that same mathematics to CBD, then, hey guys, at 1,000 times, we have 13,000 milligrams comparable CBD,
And how about our price point? Obviously, it's kind of in the middle of different products out there. You get what you pay for, right?
You do. You get what you pay for. And actually, somebody shared their story where they actually went into a dispensary, and after explaining the liposomal story and our supporting ingredients, and they looked at the quality of the packaging and everything, they actually decided to carry CBD1, and they put it on a shelf of the $200 to $500 CBD range products. Because, they have $200 to $500 range products, and then they've got kind of a medium range, which is, $100 to $200, and then they have your cheap stuff, which is $20 to $80.